Cooper will declare a statewide state of emergency ahead of the storm. And tonight we have live team coverage of storm preparations right here in the mountains. Lauren Brigman speaks with crews treating roads in Buncombe County, and Jennifer Emmert is covering efforts to prepare shelters ahead of the storm. But first, let's go to Chief Meteorologist Jason Boyer. Jason, when is the snow going to start falling?
Yeah, in our southern mountains and valleys, it could start flying as early as tomorrow afternoon. I think a lot of us are going to see the snow come eventually by evening, but it's going to start out as a wintry mix. That's the key here. So there will be wintry mix of rain, sleet, and snow initially, and some might think, is it ever going to change over? Then it will change over, and boy, is it going to snow. So winter storm warnings have been expanded now across the entire western North Carolina region, with the exception of Clay and Cherokee counties. And from noon Saturday until noon Monday for all these areas, including the upstate too now, at the threat for some severe snow accumulations and also some ice accumulations there. Snow and ice accumulations likely in all these areas, hazardous road conditions, power outages likely in places. Be prepared, avoid travel. Once the snow begins to fall, it will become a bigger issue, especially as we get into the evening hours tomorrow into early Sunday. So the impacts, Saturday morning, low impacts from the storm. Okay, it's going to just start off as a very limited amount of moisture. Then Saturday afternoon and evening, the impacts increase. Sunday morning, we are a high impact, and by Sunday evening, very high impact. Be weather aware, and that includes all of us here in western North Carolina, the upstate. Here's our system. A weekend weather maker is now spinning over northern Mexico. A lot of moisture already making its way through Texas as rain. Some of that rain is even falling down along the I-85 corridor into northern Georgia. It's pretty light, but that moisture will creep northward, and eventually it's all coming our way. Mostly as snow in the blue, and that includes much of western North Carolina from Jackson and Swain County on to the north and east. But you get south in our southern mountains, there's going to be more mixing, and the same down through the upstate, the I-85 corridor up towards almost North Carolina. There's going to be a lot of mixing going on, and that could limit snowfall accumulations. Definitely this is an area-wide event, significant amounts, plan to be stuck in some cases. The probability of snowfall 6 to 9 inches in Asheville, guaranteed. And we're pretty much guaranteed to get 9 to 12. Once you get above 12, the chances go down a little bit, but we're 50% or greater to get as much as maybe 15 to high end 18 inches. But once you get above 18, that chance drops dramatically. So we're looking at a good snow. I'll show you more numbers and who's going to get the most and who's going to get the least.
Check out this video of local DOT crews treating major roadways ahead of the winter storm. News 13's Lauren Brigman shows us the process and a new piece of equipment being rolled out
this evening. Reporting in Buncombe County, Lauren Brigman, News 13.
And here's a photo from a viewer of the lines this morning at Ace Hardware in Arden. He says people were waiting for a chance to buy gas-powered heaters and propane tanks. This storm could drop up to 1.5 feet of snow in Boone. Wind gusts are also expected to cause power outages, so residents are getting ready with backup generators. People who live in the area say they're bracing for impact. They say they'll just stay put until crews are able to clear dangerous roads. Many visitors are cutting their trips short so they don't get stuck there.
We're getting out just ahead of it.
Are you grateful for that?
Yes, definitely grateful for it. Although, if you're going to be stuck somewhere, there are worse places to be stuck. But yeah, it's good to get out ahead.
Reporting live from Black Mountain, Kimberly King, News 13.
A lot of people getting ready. Absolutely. It looks pretty out there where Kim is now. Calm before the storm, I guess, Jason.
Very festive, and it will only get more festive, if you will, because the snow will make a winter wonderland around here, but it's going to cause major problems. So the timing is Saturday, lingering effects into Monday as well, with the heaviest snow coming Sunday. The impacts are going to be widespread with roads and power outages a possibility, flights cancellations and delays there, significant snow and wintry mix. After the break, I'll show you who gets the most and who is going to miss out.
On Star 104.3.
The same storm heading towards the mountains slams into California, leading to mudslides, blankets of snow, and heavy flooding. Mandatory evacuations are lifted today near Los Angeles, where some homeowners are digging out of thick mud. Now a state of emergency has been declared in the Midwest. Natalie Brunel is in Los Angeles tracking the storm. Directions.
Now, your News 13 Skywatch weather.
All right, let's get you out the door in the morning for that morning rush. It's looking good in the morning. We are mostly dry across the area and cold. The temperatures, they're going to be right around freezing in Asheville. So 33 degrees to 34 degrees. Our temperatures won't move much tonight because we are cloudy. But the temperatures will be key tomorrow. Now watch what happens here. This is the chance of precipitation And all these green boxes, I've chosen some of the locations in western North Carolina, not all, but it gives you an idea from west to east how this is going to move. So this is midnight tonight. Notice not much happening here. We're pretty dry. Into the morning we go. There's 6 a.m. We're starting to see a little bit of mix south of I-40 and a little bit of rain certainly down here in the southern mountains. Again, this is the beginning of what will be the moisture that moves north and east through time. There's lunchtime. Now, right around lunchtime on Saturday. Look at the snow starting to fly here. Mostly still south of I-40, but I'm going to put some flakes into Asheville, and this is really going to start coming down in the southern mountains. This model has a lot of green down here for you in the southwestern mountains. If that holds true, that will limit your snowfall big time into Macon, Swain, southern Jackson, back over into Clay and Cherokee. That's a possibility, not a guarantee. This is Saturday evening at 5 o'clock this time, 24 hours from now. We're getting a little lull in some places, but I still think there's going to be precipitation coming down, still mostly south of I-40, and then watch what happens as we get into late day. This is now 9 p.m., and we're filling in the radar more so across western North Carolina with a lot of snow and some mix in the purple and pink and rain still for some of these areas south. Now it transitions back to colder air, and that changes a lot of the game here with ice potential along 85, more snow than anything else in the mountains. This is 6 a.m. Sunday. A lot of snow coming down. That's why we think Sunday's the bullseye for heaviest snow. The southern mountains are going to keep mixing and not seeing all snow. And the snows continue into the late morning on Sunday, all the way into the afternoon, and by 5 o'clock in the evening Sunday, beginning to slowly wind things down. It's a long time, isn't it? So the snows will be great in many places. Here's a futurecast, another view of that. You can see all that moisture moving in tonight and then creeping northward over time. Pretty much the same scenario as I just showed you. This is going to spread that snow all the way east of I-26 up the foothills into the mountains by Sunday. So the European model, it wants to put down 18 inches in Asheville. The NAM model, that's the North American, wants to put almost 22 inches. Look at the difference in the global forecast model, this American model there for the GFS, 9 inches. This is Asheville. But I want you to note, maybe not the totals, but certainly when the ramping of the accumulation will come, and it's coming Sunday. Sunday's really going to be where most of the accumulation occurs. 10 to 18 inches in purple. So if you are in purple, expect the low end to be 10 and expect possibly the high end to be 18. I got a swath here of 18 to 24, possibly. I hedged on this a little bit, whether or not I was going to put this in here. But I think the eastern side of Buncombe, eastern and northeastern Henderson, back in the southern Yancey, far western McDowell could get over 18 inches of snow. Down here is where the hardest forecast is. The southern mountains could see very little. Franklin, Bryson City, Robbinsville, Cherokee, I got a trace to maybe 3 inches at most in those very southern zones. Down here in the northern upstate, it's going to be a big difference between the very northern end at 6 to 12, right along the border, to around 85, about trace to 3, and then the foothills are going to go from 6 to 12 quickly, 10 to 18 as you get north towards I-40. A lot of snow. All right, temperatures in the 30s tonight in the valleys, 20s north, and highs tomorrow. Even though you see them above freezing, that means it will be a mix to start. So don't be surprised if it starts as rain and then changes to sleet and then goes full bore to snow later into the evening hours. All right, weather-worn days ahead. Obviously, Saturday, Sunday, into Monday, our temperatures will be a big problem here as we see them right around freezing on Sunday, then dropping well below freezing as we get into Monday night and again Tuesday night. So there'll be plenty of thaw and freeze cycles going on. We'll have impacts on those roads for days beyond the snow.